Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Happy holidays. So I was watching some interesting programs this morning, and I could not wait for Ian to get home and begin filming this because I came across what I absolutely believe 100% is a life-altering concept. It's something I knew that I had the parameters to in partial information, but I didn't know in the most simplest terms how to phrase it or how to have it be cohesive. And I was watching, I almost said India Hicks. I was watching Abraham Hicks, and I was like, oh my goodness. So tonight's read is going to be a 5-card pick on life-altering concepts attracting all that you want. But before we start, and there'll be timestamps, you can skip over this 2-minute little information tidbit, but I wouldn't, because even somebody who does as much research as I do never came across this in its exact format, or nor was I in such a peaceful meditative state that I could absorb what she was saying and why she was saying it. So it's as simple as this. Okay, and this is life-altering to me because now I understand where I fall back into old habits and why I'm doing that, and it's such a relief to know this information. Okay, and I like to learn information just like I'm going to teach it, because that's how I do most of the time. That's how I line everything. Okay, so here's the influence. We're all under the influence of something all the time, right? Thoughts are always passing through our head. Sometimes there's no judgment or attachment, which is perfect if we've quieted our mind, right? And it's filled with pleasant thoughts. Then we're under the influence of receiving when that happens. We're not judging our thoughts. We're not freaking out over something. And she had this funny little tidbit that was describing it. So she didn't even put on music. It was something we could listen to in the background to quiet our minds. For 20 seconds, that's all you have to do, whether it be a fan or an air conditioning. And she said it's something good like that, because guess what? You're not going to pass judgment on an air conditioner or a fan. You're not going to say, oh, they could do better. You know what I mean? Like how we sometimes do when we listen to music, when we're looking at art, we start to judge. It's just ingrained in us. So then again, an influence is starting, right? We're not relaxing our mind when we're trying to judge what we're hearing. It's just some weird thing our subconscious is programmed to do. We're going to learn how to reprogram that too. So listen, when we're under the influence of a calm mind that's not judging anything, not judging ourselves, not planning, not freaking out, not trying to better something, not trying to streamline, it's just being, right? Just for 20 seconds it's listening to something. That's when you open up yourself for receptivity. That's when you're hearing what you need to hear from yourself. That's when you're feeling those little aches and pains in your chakras and your body. It's letting you know what's going on. Okay, so since we know that, we understand we are under the influence of something always, all the time. So why don't we make ourselves be under the influence of what we're thinking, not others, not media, not social media, not anything, because our mind is going to give us the little left and rights and all the stuff we need. So because unfortunately we are usually under the influence of, now here's the kicker, of what already is. So when we're under the influence of what already is, it makes the strongest impression. So we think things are going to remain as is. And because of that, we believe that if we just continue along that, we're always going to have the same results, which we will if we go in those patterns. But if we say, whoa, I'm under now the information that I want to receive, and the influence I want to receive is this world can be better. I am limitless. My potential is limitless. My ideas, my creativity, my love is limitless. So that's the only thing you want to fill in your head. So now you're under the influence of your own most positive self. So then what is no longer acceptable, right? Little squabbles in your family, things that you know are unsafe practices, things of not feeling good when you know it's just a simple step of eating a better diet, something like that, right? So that's our new influence, our positive, higher vibrational self. And to get there, all we have to do is be quiet for 20 seconds and not judge ourselves or anything else, to sort of reset ourselves, and then have our last moments of that quiet meditation be, I'm under the influence of my best self. That's it. And I kept restarting my start button when I started to go too fast, when I tried to multitask. I just said, I am now under the influence of my best self. And it really changed my whole day. No joke. It is life altering when you say, hey, I'm not going to listen to somebody in social media saying, I need this to be that. I'm not going to listen to music that says I got to rocket, socket, strip them and dip them and be like Miley Cyrus in the good old days. None of those things, those influences. We are constantly bombarded with things that influence how we think and feel. So let's think and feel our best under our own influence. It is a 100% foolproof, open door to receiving success in any arena when you do this, because you're saying, I am limitless. What I have is already coming to me. What I need, I already have. Since you're in a space of not trying to get more or receive more, it actually comes to you because you're happy and you're grateful for what you already have. Try this process. Stop yourself for 20 seconds when you feel like you're spinning out and say, I'm under the influence of my best self. Nobody else has to deal with the fallout of me making bad decisions but me. So I'm going to make big ones and good ones and ones that are limitless. And another thing too that really changed the game for me was realizing nobody can influence how we think but us. Somebody can come into our space, and act a total fool and try to rattle us, but nobody gets rattled but us. And ask yourself, is that person's opinion of me or the world or anything important enough to shake the influence that I want to have over myself? Most likely it is not, even if it's a parent, because they don't have to go through what you go through, and they're not the ones that are going to enjoy and savor the results of good living and being under their own best influence. You are. You're responsible for your emotions, you're responsible for your actions, you're responsible for the outcome. Since your thoughts or your feelings become the energy in your existence, why not make them what you want them to be and not allow anybody else to do that whatsoever? Okay, so that's just something I want to impart to you because it's such a simple process, but we forget it because we get so in the lane of go, 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 achieve, 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 compete, 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 compete. Who are we competing with? Who cares? Nobody else is like, sometimes you'll see those people. And why would you want to compete with a competitive person? It's actually exhausting. And when somebody else is very competitive, all they're going to do is try to take jabs at you and cut you down to elevate them. So what a waste of time. Do you really care about people that are in that arena? No. You care about how you're influencing your behaviors and calming your nerves and calming your soul and calming who you are so you can be your best possible self. So that's it. That's the concept. I want you guys to comment down below what you think about that. I mean, as soon as I learned that, I had to sort of recycle it and reform it in a way that was very teachable and very simple. And I was like, wow, if we're under influences all the time, 24 hours a day, or whenever we're awake, we're even under subconscious influences, which we can reprogram before we go to sleep. Why not make it our own and put in that running tape and commentary of how extensive, expansive, wonderful our creativity, our love, our capacity for gratitude is, right? Influence yourself. Keep everybody else in that outer bubble. They should be worried about what they're doing. It's none of our business what other people think. Let them take care of them, okay? But right before we begin too, I want to say thank you very, very much to all you people for all your beautiful comments, all your likes, you new subscribers. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And also a huge shout out and thank you to all my new Patreon subscribers. You guys are signing up every day. It's so wonderful. I'm already starting to show you the oracle cards and the progress we're making. And you guys are, and anybody who signs up gets a 50% discount out of any jewelry I make off of Etsy now until Christmas. Because I know you guys are like, a lot of you are unique and you like the properties of real stones and you like to have something that's handmade. My stuff is one of a kind. I don't even really have duplicates of anything. And I want to show, you know, a heartfelt thank you to you guys. So go check out Patreon and just look at it. If it's something for you, join up. You can just do it for $1. It's crazy, and I really am excited about the content. I've already started to load it up, and we have participation week where you guys get to say the topics and we read those, and it's really a lot of fun. So anyway, let's get on with this. I'm very excited. So this is going to be a 5-card spread, and again, we are going to start with Turkey. I love these cards because they're very vibrant. So this is life-altering concepts for love, work, and family, and we're going to see sort of what sort of epiphanies you're going to come across. Okay, so number 1 is going to be Turkey spirit. Number 2 is going to be koi fish spirit. Oh, let me read the little thing. Give with the gratitude and grace. I love that, giving with gratitude and grace. That's so beautiful. And tomorrow in the U.S. it is Thanksgiving. So number 2 is koi fish spirit. There is always enough. I love that. There is always enough. And then some. Fox's spirit. Think on your feet. Number 4. Swan spirit. Time for a deep dive. Number 5 is Chameleon spirit. Act as if. So you guys, you're going to be very excited to know. Guess what? We just got back in, and I love these so much. We're going to start right now with Turkey spirit. We've got new affirmator cards about love and relationships, which is so fantastic. So number 1 is going to be compliments. I know how good it feels to get a compliment, so I give them to others. I find a nice compliment for everybody I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it, in which case I can follow up by complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle. Wow, I'm skilled. Isn't that true? Everybody feels great when they receive a compliment. So always remember, somebody's hair looks good, and you can usually tell through emotional intelligence how somebody's feeling about themselves, and like if they're psyched, their hair, they got a groovy new outfit or shoes. Notice those new shoes and tell, Amy, your shoes are rocking, girl. Okay, so let's see. How are we going to implement our life-altering concepts? How can we do this? 4 of Cups. Karma. Perfect. Okay, this group, this rings very true, and I hear this very clear. And it was funny, right before I began this read, my ears already started ringing. Now, I want you guys to remember this. If you're ever feeling like, oh, I'm bored. Oh, I don't have, we don't have enough to keep us occupied. Like our creativity isn't interesting enough, or our brain isn't multi-layered enough to keep us fascinated. So this group, this is a little warning cry of when you're feeling bored, complacent, or like what you have isn't enough. Remember, you're always enough. You're limitless. So if you're a limitless person that can influence yourself to have any kind of day you want, and do one of the first things that pop in your head. If you're sitting there going, oh, it can be your environment feels a little bit stale. Maybe you're in your house, go, you know what, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to drive to the beach, I'm going to drive to the park, I'm going to go where I can go see animals. In this case, I'm hearing very strongly that this is the best time for you to get in nature. That's going to change your influence. Sometimes we're in our house doing the same patterns and the same things over and over. We can develop unhealthy habits because it's our subconscious. It'll be like, oh, you really need to do laundry. You really need to clean this. And you're the same old will start to wash over you, and you're not going to feel like you have those doors open to receiving new information. Sometimes it takes a fresh environment. So get out there and mix it up. Call somebody up you haven't talked to a while. Message somebody. But be outside in a fresh arena. Even if you go to your window, this is a change of perspective, because when we feel like we have a lack or enough of whatever that is, when you're always trying to get more or accumulate, that's saying to the universe, I don't appreciate what I have and I'm bored with it, meaning I am ungrateful for it. So don't send me anything else, okay? I don't deserve it. Yeah, honestly, I'm not kidding you. But when you're like, wow, look at all these tarot cards I have, look at all these beads I have, look at all these books I have, look at all these random children I had laying around. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Give them away? No. If you have a child in your house, you start talking to them, they are going to put you in the best mood. Like I started a cleaning frenzy today, and my son Hagen put on the movie Up with that I am your dog and I love you. You are my master and I love you. And that little dog under his porch and that little kid Russell that comes to his door. Oh my God, I love Up. If you guys have seen Up, please comment down below. It is the funniest, cutest film I've ever seen. But immediately, like when he put that on, I started to get almost like mad going, oh, so now he thinks it's movie time, like we have all the time in the world while we're trying to clean. And my brain went, what, are you crazy? You love this movie and you love him. What the hell are you complaining about? And then all of a sudden I got in a better mood. But cleaning gets me in a bit of a frenzy. But again, that's that card. That's that reminder going, you influence you. Turn this perspective to God darn, I'm in the room with one of my favorite people. I can have a conversation with them. We can have snacks. We can hang out and chat. It's all that. And this is a thing too to remind you as well. Karma. You have got coins in your karma bank for sure. You've opened that door for that person. You've called that person and helped. You've dropped off that soup when that neighbor's not well. You've called someone after surgery to make sure they're all right. You have coins in there. So that I'm hearing that Spirit is asking you to go back and look in your karma bank. This is going to help you feel good about yourself and influence how you think about yourself. Hey, what did you do good over the last week? And don't you feel good for yourself for telling that person, hey, you look great today. You helped them out. You gave somebody a hand in some way, shape, or form. The simple act of smiling and saying the right thing at the right time can not only change your life, it can save a life. I've dealt in all kinds of different frequencies, from mass severity to suicidal people to, just somebody feeling like they were self-conscious and me letting them know that's not necessary. You know what I mean? It's a huge fluctuation. You never know who you're going to impact. So always make it positive. Also, as those positive words come out of your mouth, I'm hearing, they reflect back onto you and you actually feel better because you know that's the reality you're creating, that, hey, everything is all right. You're not Chicken Little. The sky is not falling. Things are good. We're protected. Our guides and our universe is a gentle, loving place. Again, guess who started off being some of the first manifestors that were documented? They were the absolute geniuses, right? They were Albert Einstein saying, guess what? If you think the world is a harsh and fear-ridden world where everybody's out to get you, that's what you'll see. You'll see hateful people. You'll see people trying to push you down. However, if you see people with loving eyes and a gentle heart, that's what you'll see. You'll see people helping one another. You'll feel more generous, all those things. That's all about the law of attraction, right? You are your thoughts. So if you think people are nice and loving, that's what you'll see, and that's who you'll attract, which is wonderful. I love that. I love that. So let's see also what we have for a TikTok. Let's see what's going on for that. Okay. So TikTok is telling us, it's funny, that is my, oh, nice. So timelessness and divine timing, immeasurable time. Because I want you guys to remember this too. Whenever you say to yourself, I have all the time in the world, I have plenty of time, don't you feel relaxed and good? Listen, feel your body's interior when you say that to yourself. Whenever I say that to myself, I begin to believe it. When I begin to believe it, guess what? I have time to finish every last thing on my list because I've expanded the time by just saying and knowing it exists, right? You ever feel pressured for time? You hurry, right? You drop things, you get agitated. You have less time when you think that way. So say, I have all the time in the world. So the Oracle's message is, when humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at their life in a very linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if that wasn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were all happening now in glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create. The life you desire is there, so release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing what's yours is yours and will never be withheld from you. Miracles were right here now, and they always show up when you need them, right on time. Absolutely 100%, you guys. So that's you. Again, I want you to repeat when you start to feel on edge for anything. I am the person that influences the outcome of my life and my feelings, and I have all the time in the world. Because you do. So if you guys are new, that's number one. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and press the little notification bell so you'll know when all the new videos are up. We try to do like one a day for you guys. And go pop on down below and check out the Patreon page. Just see what's on there. It's really, really fun. And then all my information for private reads and the Etsy store and everything else is down there as well. So that's you guys. That was Turkey Spirit. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to move on to Koi Fish Spirit. So there is always enough. That philosophy will serve you very well, because when you're going for that job, that promotion, whatever it is, know, again, what is yours is not going to pass you by. Just because you receive something doesn't mean somebody else doesn't. You know what I mean? In some other realm, everybody gets their reward system. It's one of those things too that you might see with actresses, right? If they're all out for the same role, guess what? You may not get that role in Avatar, but you might get that role in Jurassic Park, right? That sort of thing, that what's meant for you isn't going to pass you by. Just because somebody gets something you had your mindset on, guess what? Open your perspective and realize there are bigger fish to fry out there, for sure, 100%. So let's see what your affirmator card is. Oh, boundless love. Today I will open my eyes a little wider and walk a little taller, noticing that the world around me is filled with tiny miracles. With this in mind, it's easy to fall in love over and over again, with everything from honeybees to neon signs. And while I'm feeling this inspired and this in love, everything else sort of falls into place. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that so much. All right, so let's see what our cards are. Let's see what life-altering concepts are going to come for you and open up. Perfect. The Fool. This is very crystal, and coming with this, it's wonderful. So you don't have to fight this up. Okay, so this is defending your perspective, but guess what? If you take This is like going from old habit to new habit. If you feel like you're constantly defending who you are, what your concept of the world is, what you want, your dogma, your religion, your race, your whatever, if you're constantly in defense mode, guess what you're not? You're not the fool who is lighthearted, on the verge of new discoveries every second with a light heart and a curious mind, right? That's what you want. You want to be out in that world saying, I am protected, I am loved by my guides, I am loved by the universe, I am protected, and I want to go out and experience life. I don't want to waste my day saying, I am this because of that. Do you really care what the masses think? Do you really want to have your device on you 24/7 saying, look at me over here in this outfit, look at me over here in this makeup, look at me over here with this animal, look at me with this flower, look at me with this food. When I see somebody post a million things a day, I'm like, how are they enjoying their day if they're continually documenting it, right? You don't have to justify how great you are and how wonderful and glamorous you are. Be this guy. That is going to be your life-altering concept. And that is your message from Guide, that in you is this light-hearted, free spirit that is just dying to experience a lot of things. You want to go places. I feel like a lot of you really, really want to travel and experience places. You do. And comment where you want to go and what you want to see. Where is your next trip? I want to know this. And I want you to say over and over, I am the influencer of me. I am the influence of my love, my work, my family, my money, every single thing. What I put in and I sit back and relax, I allow to come to me. I'm not chasing it and defending it like burning the candle at both ends, saying I am this because of that, I am this because of that. We're not blaming anybody, because nobody, absolutely nobody, can make us feel a certain way but ourselves. If we allow it, that's our choice, right? That's our influence. We're letting other people that don't deserve influence or say over us to have it. So we're putting up that boundary, saying you can stay over on that lane and I'll be over here on my cliff with my dog having a good time. I heard, oh my gosh, when I heard Abraham Hicks do her speech today, I died laughing. She goes, if we panicked over everything, and I thought of this too, if we, from the time we were born, or we had the thought process of what we had to do, if we went so far in the future, we'd literally panic over everything. I mean, if just say like I was going over college costs and I knew I had two children and the cost was so much, right away I would decide I have to give away one of my children. That's just what would have to happen. You know what I mean? But I didn't live in that mathematical formulation of when this kid goes to Yale, I'm going to be bankrupt when this happens. You know what I mean? I don't live like that, but I used to be like, try to calculate and figure everything out, which I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't want to give any of my children away. And that's just a joke, by the way. But you know what I mean? We can frazzle our asses so fast when we're doing this, going, oh, because people will always chime in that are unhappy. And I do love this. Somebody said this, and I think it's very true. When somebody is low or weak in their power or confidence, they'll try to drain yours. So if you're ever wavering in anything and you haven't made a solid choice, and this isn't the person to share it with, don't ever tell anybody your financial situation. Don't ever tell them any of your perceived weaknesses, because if they're not in a strong, confident place, they'll try to seep that energy and make you even less confident. It's unfortunate that's how the world works, but it does. So you're taking this and going, this concept doesn't work. I'm not going to defend who I am, because I know who I am. I'm a light-hearted, loving individual with boundless love who wants to get out there and experience life. And I don't want to judge other people, and I don't want other people judging me. I'd rather be on my cloud, on my unicorn, looking for the Holy Grail, because I don't have time for you buttholes down here Snapchatting your whole life away 24/7. You know what I mean? And no offense to you people that are heavily document on Instagram. I know a lot of you people have to use it for your businesses. But you know what I mean? Like the full-on Kardashian type where it's like, look at me in these underwear, look at me in this, look at me in that. That look at me mentality is exhausting, right? And these people, that's how they spend their days, and it becomes a vacuous existence. Meanwhile, you could be in the Grand Canyon with your dog with a snack and a Holy Grail and a unicorn. Why the hell would you do anything other than that, right? Yeah, so the message is, just know that you are expansive, you are limitless, you're on the verge of a lot of things I'm hearing, that you have endless capacity for love. And again, tell me where you want to go. Comment down below. If you have one place in the world you could go tomorrow, where would it be? Mine is definitely Venice right now, and then Africa. I have a pull towards those places. I would just die to see them. Where would you like to go? Where do you feel like where do you feel your ancestors call you to? Do you have a capacity to want to return to that place? I mean, I know I'll go to Norway in the next couple of years and go check out Stavanger and some of those areas where my relatives come from, as well as Ireland. But it's like, it's just one of those things. You want to get out there and do that. So let's see too. This is your last little bit called a new life. I love this because you're stopping defending. You're not doing that anymore. And the new life is beautiful. And the message that it brings to you is it's the birth of new ideas, of growth, of opportunities, a breath of fresh air. It's life renewing itself. When spring awakens to the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious songs. Is full of promise. Miracles beckon us all the time. We just have to listen. Absolutely 100%. It's one of those times in your life when the new ideas are going to inspire you and the new opportunities are going to bring you hope. You're going to see your dreams start coming true because you're realizing I influence my thoughts. I influence who I am. I influence my day, right? All is going to be well in your world and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to feel with enthusiasm. That is a continual theme with the Fool. His and her heart is always filled with enthusiasm for life, to go out and venture and not second guess themselves. It's just to get out there and have a good time. So this is a time for good fortune. Absolutely, 100%. I love that. So that's you guys. Yes, I'm excited. So if you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and also press the notification bell so you'll get all the notifications when the new videos arrive as well. Remember to be that. It's wonderful. And remember your boundless love. That's so beautiful. And all my links are down below for private reads and the Patreon page. Go check that out because I just started getting all our oracle cards that me and Eleni are developing. I'm showing all the artwork on it, and I'm actually incorporating the Patreons to help me pick the finishing cards, and they get to vote on them because we're trying to see which ones. There's over 350 pieces of art, so I do have to do some discerning on that. Look at that. I love that. So that's you guys. Again, thank you very much. I'm very, very excited for you guys because you turn over that new leaf and say that the second you get up, I influence my life. Nobody else. I influence my feelings. Nobody else. I have all the time in the world for everything I need. Okay, so next we are on Fox Spirit. Love this. I love foxes so much. Thinking on your feet. I love that show too. Fantastic, Mr. Fox. It's so good. So we're going to pull your affirmator card, which is boundaries. This is so cute. It was on the top of the deck and I read it right when it came in. I claim my right to set healthy boundaries. I'm going to try to get it right where I can read it too. And I allow others. I'm just going to pull it over here. I claim the right to set healthy boundaries, and I allow others to do the same. Sometimes personal space is taken, and sometimes it's given. And sometimes, if you're on the subway, it's completely disregarded and shamelessly invaded. I guess it depends on the day. Isn't that true? We've all been in areas where people have just been like almost on top of us, right? But again, we have to set those boundaries mentally, right? If people are infringing on our mental space and we're trying to remain calm and we need that energy to ourselves, hence that's what headphones are for. If you have some crazed person that's continually at your desk telling you their problems and ailments, be like, I respectfully decline to hear this crap. Put on your headphones. You know what I mean? Just cash out and say, I'm sorry, I'm busy. Always remove yourself. Don't feel obligated to listen to anybody whinge and whine. It takes your energy away. And here's spirits. I love this. This goes beautifully with this. This message is absolutely perfect and in sync. So for your life-altering concepts that you're coming in and realizing nobody's going to influence you. Nobody's influencing this girl right here. She's under what could be a life-ending wave. Does she look like she cares? Nope. She's like, look at this beautiful trophy I have. I'm the Page of Cups. I'm receiving the information I know that keeps me safe. My guides are by me. Nobody influences but me. Nobody puts me in a bad mood but me. So since I have control of that, guess what switch I want? I want the happy mood. I want to be in a good place. And here, it's funny, this is turning out in this read. All the other ones were what to pick up and what to drop. And this is what you're dropping. This Four of Pentacles. It's that idea of lack of money, that you have to be somehow stingy, or you can't afford something, or share something, or give something because you'll have less or not enough. Just drop that. And I'm going to tell you why this works every time for me. I've always had a generous nature, and my kids and everybody has always been astounded, like, Melanie, how do you have like no money, but you'll give away that last $10 to somebody, to some charity, and then I have crazy things happen. That money comes almost immediately back to me. I will find it on the floor of the supermarket. I will find it in the way of a check coming to me. Like, it just does come back because I always feel abundant, and I know there's always enough money out there. They print billions of dollars every day. Why wouldn't there be enough money out there? I don't have to go and schlep and work a 9 to 5 to even earn that. Even in the day where it was like before I had developed the skill sets that I needed to do this, even then it was like it would come from everywhere. I would inherit it. I inherited large chunks of money twice in my life. And most of the time I used some of it wisely, and I got a black belt for myself, and some of my friends and all my children were taking martial arts. I educated myself, but again, I'm very generous, so I gave a lot of it away, but I always felt like that. Even when I had large amounts or little amounts, I always felt abundant, like I had enough, and I actually even like having to strive for something. You know what I mean? When you just have tons of money just land in your lap and you don't have a game plan, and you're young, it doesn't always go well. But it's this factor, not that. It's, hey, I'm safe and the world protects me, and my mind and my good vibes and the stuff I send out, know I'm abundant. From the second I get up, I have gratitude, saying, wow, thanks for this roof over my head. Thank you for my awesome cats. Thank you for my beautiful family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The more we start to be thankful for what we have and the safer we feel, that's our new influence. That's our groundbreaking, life-altering concept. We are safe. We are abundant. We always have enough to give. We are not some stingy miser that's afraid we're going to run out. When we see something on the shelf and we really like it, we don't put it back and tell ourselves we can't afford it, because immediately that sends a message to the universe. I don't have enough. I'm not grateful for what I already have, or I don't have enough. I'm lacking money, 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 shortage, shortage, shortage. That's what the universe says, law of attraction. That is going to keep happening when you're like, dude, I am fly and I am ripped to get this hat. I don't care if it's $40. It's beautiful and I want it. When you treat yourself and you spare no expense, I'm not saying bankrupt yourself off hats or something ridiculous. But what I'm saying is treat yourself. If you really want something, go for it. You deserve it. You work hard in your life. Treat yourself. And when you do that, don't you feel really great after? You actually get endorphins going through your body, because when you do that, you're realizing, wow, I'm putting more money into circulation in the economy. What comes around goes around. Other people, I'm helping this business. I'm helping this person get paid at the register I'm buying. And it's a lovely step of that abundant money flow. And that's your mindset you're in. And that's beautiful, because that's going to put you on that level of, I can have afford. And you watch, you're going to have, I want you to, when you wake up too, expect money. Expect money to land in your freaking lap. Just do it. Here's why, because you're poised for success. When we expect things, this is the remarkable thing. And I wouldn't say this and I wouldn't mislead anybody unless I've been practicing this and it's been occurring over and over. And again, I want you guys to watch Jake Ducey, because he puts it very simply, and he's someone who even had an inferiority complex when it came to education, because he didn't do well in school, and he was always told, oh, you can't do this because look at these grades, you're not going to be able to do this because you have limited intelligence, basically was like what his teachers were sort of inferring. And he believed that started to go into his record, that he didn't have the smarts, he wasn't smart enough, he couldn't do this, he was too young, he was this, that. And then when he reprogrammed his whole mind to take everybody else's influences out of there. His words are his subconscious. He had to reprogram. With me, it's influences. Nobody influences you but you when you decide that. And that actually does go into your subconscious, telling you you're the most powerful indicator of your future and influencer of your future as well. Because you're poised and you're ready for success. And guess what? Nobody takes credits for your mistakes, right? So don't let everybody take credit for your victories either. I noticed in my life, and I've had some really serious highs and real high victories with some stuff that I've accomplished in my life. And man, did I have crowds and crowds of people ready to congratulate themselves for helping me, right? Even if they weren't anywhere to be seen while I'm climbing these steps. However, if I was in a place where we weren't victorious in sports or whatever, it was like, wow, does that crowd thin out like anything? So you'll see, look around and see who's clapping when you do well. Those are the people you want near you, but not necessarily anybody trying to garner credit for you. It is funny how people work like that. I have a deeper understanding of when people want to be on a victorious front, but there are people, they're led by anxiousness and fear, so they're not going to take those steps, because boldness has beauty and magic in it. Fear rarely does, and you don't go anywhere when you lead a fear-based existence. So poised for you guys, this card is saying you're ready now. You're bringing something to light. You are being at your best. You are being confident. I can surf. I don't need to freaking go under this wave. I am happy. I have this beautiful little shiny cup. I'm going to hang out. I love this beautiful sparkling emeralds, gorgeous wave coming in my direction. I'm cool and I'm protected. That's you. You know what you need to keep your skills sharp. You've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. And again, I want to reiterate, it's not because you know everything. It's not because you feel like you have to know everything. You can come in with a beginner's mind. That's even more refreshing. Like, hey, I'm ready to learn. If I have any misguided concepts, I'm ready to erase those and learn something new, right? I do that every day. I'll start reading something and I'll be like, wow. That's why I think I was able to come up with this concept tonight. And I was like, that is life altering to me, because I never slowed down enough to conceptualize this and learn it this way. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. You guys are ready to absorb knowledge now. You have a new phase in your life that's going to begin, and people respond to your confidence and they're trusting you. It's an auspicious time to begin new things. That's you guys. That's amazing. Again, your influence is, I'm poised and ready. I'm not afraid of a little water. I got this. I am all about boundaries, so I can say no to things, people, places, and things that don't suit me, so I can have a vacancy for all the beauty that's arriving, okay? Yay! I'm so excited for you guys. So that is you guys. If you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. Oh, also the notification bell, so you'll know when the new videos come up. And all my links are down below. Everything from the Patreon page, if you want to go check that out. I'm doing a new really cool thing where everybody gets 50% off of any of my natural stone jewelry on Etsy. My link is also down below there too. It's my way to say thank you for all the Patreon supporters. I mean, even if you just give $1 and you join, because I'm really galvanized now. Our Oracle cards are starting to come out. Those guys, they're going to help. Everybody's going to be voting on what cards they want, because I have 350 pieces of art to choose from, and I'm trying to cull it down. And we're going to have chat night, and everybody gets to choose topics. It's super, super fun. So I'm very excited about this, you guys. It's awesome. And I'm excited for you because these cards are great. I love when I see this card, because it basically says your fear is gone, right? And nobody needs fear, because fear is a shit influencer. It makes you want to give your children away because you can't afford them. So let's not give our kids away, okay? And so now we are on to Swan Spirit. So let's see what is going to be a life-altering concept for you. Part of it is going to be acceptance. These are the new affirmator cards, and I love them. They're about love and relationships. Remember the black ones? They're just as funny, but these I am mesmerized by. They're so good. So when I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for new people. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to read this closer. Oh, same goes for not new people I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self. We can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it, right? Snowflakes are unique. There's no two alike. That's why that's what makes them them. You ever just run into somebody and you're like, wow, they broke the mold after that one for sure. Like, I've had people say to me, I have never met anybody but like you. Like, what? And the things that they expect I'm going to say and do before they meet me is incredible. If I'm dressed to the nines because I have a conference or something like that, and I love beautiful materials and they look very costly, people are like, I thought you'd be the biggest bitch or snob. I thought you'd be so judgy. I thought you'd be this or that. And nobody says I thought you'd be funny, witty, warm, or anything like that. Well, they do if I smile. As soon as I smile, people go, wow. Wow, you know what I mean? That's a thing, because I accept them. I don't judge them. They know that immediately as soon as I'm in their presence and talk to them. And that's the thing. We have to remain unique and ourselves, right? Accept ourselves, because guess what? Once we accept ourselves, we become that perfect influence of ourselves, right? Because when we accept ourselves, it means we're happy with what we have. We have gratitude for what we have. We understand that we're surrounded by beauty and love. And so guess what? Law of attraction kicks in. That's exactly what we get more of. So let's see what your new, oh wow. So let's see what your new life-altering concepts are coming from guides right now. Very nice. Page of Wands. Yep. You're going to receive other people's information right here, either with a grain of salt or a grain of truth to it. You're going to look on the positive side of this person. Even if you're surrounded by people that can be petty and aggravating, you're going to say, guess what? They're just seeking a little attention right now. That's all right. That's why they have to be the one that's always bearing the news, the one with always the scoop. Even if it's gossipy and not so nice and low vibration, you don't have to listen. You don't have to inflict any undue annoyances on yourself by engaging in it. You just can simply be the observer, right? Okay, let this person spout off and be a little crazy. They need attention. It's not your job to change them, but it is your job to influence how you feel most of the time. So if you don't feel good in this environment, you pull yourself away. This is what your new influencer and the concept that's going to be life altering for you. You are placing yourself to a high degree of answerability and culpability. You're going, I'm always going to walk the walk and talk the talk. I'm like that because I have a large scope of people all over the world I reach. I need to know what I'm talking about, because I'm not going to be like some of these crazy people that get on here and like doom and gloom. Oh, the death card, someone in your family is going to die. When I hear stuff like that, I lose my mind. And I have to say this, I apologize, the other day after Sagittarius left Jupiter, and I was like in the wrong day. It had, you know, whatever it was, but it was like I had just mentioned that, like, that's not life altering. But some people get out there and they will mention their past hurts, and they will project it out onto their audience, and it freaks me out. Like I was saying, I rarely ever have any news that isn't positive, and the reason is because my guides and my realm that I deal in, that is positive reinforcement always, over and over and over. That is my perspective, that is my influence. That's how I get my life's rewards for me and my clients and all of you, is by searching out and asking my guides for the best possible outcome. I like how Colette Baron Reed says it's not predictive, it's prescriptive. And it is prescriptive. When you reach out and you're like, okay, what kind of medicine is going to help this thought process? Okay, positivity, choices, perspective, all those things, good concepts, humor, things, leaving people open for receptivity. And that's where you are right now, because guess what? You're not going to accept anything less than the best. You're realizing what a high value person you are at work, what a high value person you are in your family, friendships, all those things. So you're not going to be the town crier. You don't have to come in with some fake bullshit or some really loud gossip or something that's on a low vibration. You're going to sit back on your throne and you're going to observe. You are going to decide, since you influence how you feel and your thoughts are your feelings, that you want to keep them very high vibrational, so you can receive all these kingly rewards, which are intelligence, which is mastery of self, which is poise, right? You want to have your poise, and you want to have your gentleness, and you want to have your gratitude. In order to do that, you can't be engaged in this stuff. And I found as I'm doing the reading, I'm getting a drop and keep concept. And everybody is getting sort of a negative habit and a positive habit to reinforce that new influence on yourself, that, hey, really nobody, nowhere, no how, has a say on how you feel except for you. Somebody can say something utterly awful to you, but guess how many people they say utterly awful things to? They probably make it a habit. They probably are unwelcome in most places they go, and that's the only effect they can have. They lack the intelligence and heart to make others feel better because they feel bad. Now, when anybody's in a place where they feel emotionally deprived, monetarily deprived, guess what? They then want to take from you as well. They're not going to want to add to you because they already feel a lack, right? They feel a lack of confidence, so they're going to try to take yours. But what you do is go, thank you, I'm a king, I'm a queen. I don't have to mess with the town crier garbage. Keep it, move along. Noblesse oblige, please go. It's just, you're not even going to engage, which is wonderful. By doing that, you're going to have abundant energy. You're going to feel great. Please comment, you guys, too, if you've recently removed someone from your life that has this effect on you, where they just drain you, because it's sad, but when people really need attention, they rarely go about it in the right way. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And look at this. And because of that, if you're attached or not attached, you're going to attract the loyal heart. I love this card because who makes you feel really great in your life, right? It's people that are loyal, people that are diehard, ride or die people, right? They stay with you, they love you, they care for you. Because the essential meaning of this, and this is how you're going to have this life-changing concept that's going to alter how you feel too. You are going to be all about fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. If somebody is the type of person that you want to ride with, you're devoted to them. Now, loyalty, there's nothing really higher, I feel, than love and loyalty, right? When you're loyal to somebody, that says that's something you believe in. If you don't believe in anything, you fall for everything, right? So believe in something, stick with it, because your evidence of loyalty is going to appear everywhere in your life now. Others are going to prove they're faithful to you. You in turn are going to commit fully to them. There's a sure and abiding certainty in your heart that spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and faith that you're going to be eternally loved is always going to be there. You're going to be divinely protected and divinely directed. And again, because that's your influence, that's what you're receiving, because you realize, wow, I'm the person that influences what energies come in my life. And guess what I want? I want love, devotion, fidelity, and loyalty. And that's what I'm going to give. So what you put out there, you get back, right? So it's a beautiful cycle you have going here. Just know that you're worthy of everything, and it's just going to flow to you. I really, really feel it. It's really powerful. Sit on your throne, observe, don't engage. Just wait for the devotion to flow to you. That's beautiful. I love it. Again, when you wake up, first thing you say is the gratitude for everything you have, right? It starts to bring more of that abundance. I'm the one that influences me. So you have anybody say anything less than sterling to you, say to yourself, only I influence myself. So whatever, take your chatter and see you later, Mad Hatter, right? So that's you guys. Very beautiful. So if you are new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Press it and press the notification bell so you'll know when all the new videos come up. And also, look at that, that's so cute. And all my links are down below for private reads for the Patreon page. And the Patreon page is so fun now. I'm giving 50% off all my natural stone jewelry that I make on Etsy. And there's a coupon in there for you guys. And I mean, for $1 a month, you guys can join up and you can have a say in what cards we're going to use for the new Oracle deck. We're going to have Friday or Saturday night chat, and we're going to check out new decks. We're going to have a lot of fun. I just started loading it up. It's got a lot of fun videos in there, and you guys get to pick your own topics in there. It's a lot of fun. I really, really like it. So look, remember this acceptance too. When you get to know new people, just accept their actual traits. You know what I mean? We don't want anybody trying to redefine us, right? So we're not going to redefine anybody else. I love that. So that's Fox Spirit. I just want to make sure. I'm going to do a little count here, yeah, because I was on the 4th card and I've done 5th. So that was Swan. 4, 4, 5. Yeah, so now we are on to Chameleon Spirit. I love the artwork in this. I always thought if I ever got a tattoo, and if any of you guys have tattoos, tell me what they are. I would love a chameleon tattoo. I'm a mutable fire sign anyway. My birthday's in a few days. And like, I'm so compelled to stare at these things endlessly when I'm in any PetSmart. Like, I can't get away from them. They're just genius, right? Could you imagine if you could fit into any environment and just blend in with it? How kick-ass would that be? Be the best. Okay, so let's see. Guess what I got? The new affirmator cards on love and relationships. I love these so much. We had the black ones, but I was like, I saw these on Amazon. I'm like, how did I know? And I believe they do something like 3 or 4 different decks. This one is love and relationships. I think one is for family. They're so beautiful and sweet. So this one is benefit of the doubt. And I read this, and this was my favorite card out of all of them. I read them when they came in. I love them so much. I believe in the basic goodness of other people, and I give them a chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practice trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind and retroactively judge them like it's my career. Isn't that hilarious? I'm going to judge you like it's my career. And we know people like that, right? We know people that are out there with their little notebook and pencil that is like, oh my God, her hair, oh my God, his whatever. Yeah, they go on, that's their whole life. They judge people like it's their career, and that can be their career, because our whole new life altering concept is that we don't have time to do this. Our life is so excellent and filled with all these new things coming in. We don't have time to sit out there. We're giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. It's going to save us time so we can work on us and do what we want and put to practice our life-altering concepts. No joke, they're 100% foolproof to open any of the door of receiving as soon as we say, hell, I influence me, so guess how I'm going to influence me? I'm going to stop for 20 seconds. I'm going to listen to some dull fan so my mind can be quiet at ease, and I can remind myself, nobody influences how I feel but me. I'm not letting anybody in that bubble. And there is a protection thing that we can do as well, where you simply, you imagine like a bubble of white light around yourself, and it's amazing. You feel protected, and you feel, and really feel it, really look at the bright white light, really feel like it's like an elastic bubble or something like that. This is amazing, and I'll tell you why this whole read has been like this. Now, what happens in every card, I'm getting a push and pull, right? What you want to pull towards you and what you want to push away. I swear to God, if you go back and you look at the other reads, there is one beneficial card and there's one, I call it a superficial card, or something that doesn't serve you. Because we're having a life-altering concept here, and we're not messing around anymore, we have to push something away to allow something good. Now, what you're pushing away, and you're realizing, wow, I never need to sink down to anybody's level, because I continually know that there are people that will win at any cost. They will always want the last word. They will always want to burn somebody. They They have low self-esteem, so they'll try to take away mine. They have less money, so they'll try to take away mine, whether it's my bonus raise or whatever. But I don't care. I'm not going to allow that in my sphere. I simply accept that that's out there. But guess what? Everything is temporary. And anybody who lies, cheats, and steals, it comes right back to him. Look at his stupid grin. He's trying to run away so fast, he's dropping half the swords. And guess what? He's probably going to be killed by a charging rhino when he gets over that hill. Because nothing ever pans out for thieves and liars. It just doesn't. It is a karmic thing. When you have fidelity, loyalty, and devotion to people, that's what you get back. When you are a thieving, nasty person, that's what you get back. You're like a pack of facetious wolves, right? So that's what you're turning over, being around anybody that has an influence or tries to influence, because that's the thing, they will. People that have no self-esteem, people that have lack of something will try to take even more from you. And you recognize that now because you're giving people the benefit of the doubt, but when they don't, you're going to judge them like it's your profession, right? And this is what's coming in, lovers. And I do feel like this is going to be life-altering for a lot of you. I feel like a lot of you that are teetering on friendships with somebody, or you don't know what level your relationship's on, it's going to up. The whole up, it's going to be up. That thing is going to be made very public, that they adore you, that they love you, that they're devoted to you. All those things are going to be evidence of it all around you. But I want you to feel it in a detached, relaxed manner, all right? Like, yeah, I knew this was going to progress. I knew they were going to ask me out. I knew they were going to propose. I knew we were going to go places. I knew we were going to travel together. Detached, right? Because it's an energy. You have to wear it loosely. Let it flow around you. Allow it to rise. You know what I mean? Because things that, you need to know the value of compelling thoughts, right? So if you have these compelling thoughts, like, where are we going to go? What do we do? You're anticipating, you're experiencing them as if they're already happening, which makes them happen even faster. It's already in your reality. The energy is already there. The love is already there. It just comes to you now because you're not trying to stipulate all the rules for how it can roll in, right? You're just letting it happen. Because again, when you set yourself up for success, this is a message I'm hearing for you guys. Please set yourself up for success. If you had children, right, you wouldn't drag them sleep deprived to the zoo. You wouldn't drag them hungry to the zoo, right? You don't want hangry, mad children. So set yourself up for success. I hear this very loudly. Eat well before you leave the house if you're going out during the holiday season or whenever you are. You don't want to meet this person or be out with this person, be like you're starving and you're sleep deprived, right? You can be at your best because you influence when you go to bed. If you have insomnia, that's one thing. There's quiet music. There's all kinds of things you can do. But don't also... don't just capitulate. Okay, I have no sleep. I don't need food now. I'm just going to run around like a mangy friggin' crazy dog and bark at everybody, right? We see people, we've worked with people that don't get enough sleep, that don't eat well, right? They look unwell. They look a little sick. They look unbalanced because guess what? They are unwell. They don't have the things that set them up for success, to think mentally, to have soothed nerves. You can soothe your nerves. Before I leave the house, I listen to very, very quiet music. And I actually have this screen thing that I love that's like outer space. It looks just like this. It looks space at nighttime. Hi, Madison. Thank you. So it's those things you want to look at and that give you peace of mind and set you up for this lovely stream of affection that's coming your way. Love that. So let's see what's going with you. Why? You know, I have never pulled this card. So I am very curious about what this will mean. I love these and I'm using them more and more often because I listen to and engage with some stuff with Colette Baron Reid every day because her concepts are beautiful. She has a great understanding. I love her what is the word I'm looking for? Explanation. I almost said experiments. You know, those experiments. Why won't that? I keep trying to say exclamation. I need to breathe for a minute. I'm getting so hyper. Her explanation as to why her oracle cards are not necessarily predictive, but they're prescriptive. I love that. It's basically a GPS on what direction to point yourself. And again, that's what your influences are when you're influencing yourself. I absolutely adore, and I don't know why I never listened to Abraham Hicks and took in any of her information, and that's where I actually got the formula for this topic when I was listening to her, like, wow, we really do navigate our own ship. Why would we let anybody else steer it? We don't know if these people have a driver's license, right? They don't know how to drive our vehicle. No. So let's see what the why is in that. Yeah, take control. You don't have to achieve more, do more. Just be the one that guides yourself because you have your highest interests in mind, right? So the essential meaning of this is motives driving intention, the power of knowing why. There is a great power in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question. Look for this answer. Behaving this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, you feel it, and then you act on it, right? This invisible why is the life force energy within, the seed which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. Absolutely. Again, why are we doing something? What influenced you today? Was it your best heart and your best intuition that influenced you, saying, hey, you know what? If I wrote this article and I had it published, what's my motive for doing this? Is it to help and heal people? Or is it a Kardashian measure of look at my fat ass and tight jeans? I'm going to use this over and over because I just get highly annoyed with just the overtopness of everything, and everything just being a flash in the pan and documented for self-aggrandizing. That drives me wild. So yeah, why are you taking that picture of yourself in that park? Is it to show the beauty of the park, or is it to say, hey, I actually get outside? That's our motives, right? We're just asking ourselves that. I have to ask myself all the time because I'm on social media. I'm on such a huge platform with thousands and thousands, and the other day I hit over 1 million views. So because I have this type of broad spectrum of people listening to me, I have to ask myself, why am I doing this particular topic? And am I researching it to the best of my abilities? And I have to be careful because I constantly raise the bar, and I'll research all day and I'll be so tired by the evening I almost don't want to make a taping because I'll have private reads. I have clients, if they're in jeopardy, that I have to deal with. That can be a drain. So I'm like, okay, this is how we ask ourselves, what are our motives for it, right? Because we always have the potential for growth when we ask ourselves why. Am I doing this for the best possible reasons? And am I the person that's influencing myself right now? Or is somebody else? Is it a family member that wants something from me? Is it a boyfriend or girlfriend that wants me to self-aggrandize so they can say, look at my beautiful girlfriend or boyfriend? Is it a teacher that wants me to gain this knowledge because it makes them look better? All those things. Really, really search out the why. And then really quickly in the relationship part of that, it's saying we don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way we do, right? Sure, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Yeah, when you take an emotion, you can just kiss logic on the ass and kiss it goodbye. Because now's the time to recognize whether you're being triggered by someone else or your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. Why am I feeling like this? And why did I say that? So that's perfect, right? That's how we grow. We ask ourselves why, and you're doing that. And you're going to want to do that right now because you have a lot of fresh love coming in for you, and renewed love if you're already in a relationship. So why do I act that way? Why do I get jealous? Why do I get envious? Why do I feel like they're the perfect one for me? Really ask yourself these questions, right? And again, the benefit of the doubt, I love that. Remember to always do that, because really, until we've walked a mile in someone's shoes, right, do we really know what they're going through? I always, if I see somebody being exceedingly nasty somewhere, I always jump to the thing like, wow, they could be going through some real bad health scares. Because when people are fearful, they act angry. However, they could just be a total tool, but that's their business. I'm not going to allow them to influence, and neither will you, which is great, because you're realizing, shit, this is life-altering. When I decide nobody influences how I feel but me, I'm going to influence myself in the best possible way because I have sweet, sweet loving coming in. I have answers as to why I behave a certain way. So you're going to have these epiphanies, and they're going to be beautiful, and you're going to have meaningful exchanges with people due to this. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to give Edward a shake on that because he's excited that happened, right, Edward? This is amber and citrine balls I got. My birthday's coming, so I'm getting all kinds of prizes. I love and adore these. They're really good too, and I use my hands making jewelry, so if you guys can ever get a hold of things like these, they're so great. I'll probably post them in my store, because if you're a writer or you use keyboards, your hands get a little arthritic, right? I roll these around, especially citrine, and it's like acupressure. It's awesome, and I love it. So that's you guys. So if you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Press it and press the little notification bell so you will know when the new videos are up. All my links are down below for private reads. Everything is listed down there, my Etsy store and the Patreon page. You guys should go check it out. Just have a look at it, because we are doing really cool things. We already have the new Oracle cards posted up there and some really fun stuff going on, and now we're doing the writing process. I'm so excited. So everything's moving along beautifully, and yeah, remember, you guys, this is here. So give people the benefit of the doubt. If somebody approaches you, don't be like, oh my God, who is this freaking wiener from Mars? You know what I mean? Just be like, hey, what's up? Because people are rarely what you expect when you give them the benefit of the doubt and you take time to get to know them. Absolutely. So I love and adore you guys. Again, thank you very much for all your beautiful comments. Comment away too if you've ever given somebody the benefit of the doubt and they've surprised you in a good way. Because that happens to me with most new companies I go to work for and help out for a while. I am nicely surprised when I am looking down that road for, you know, the benefit of the doubt. This person has the potential to be excellent, right? So let me know. Comment away. So okay, you guys, have a good evening. Oh my God, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'm so excited.